Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining this morning. Let's make start. Radha Madhav. Jai Radha Madhava. Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava. Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha. Virvardhari. Jai Gopijana Vallabha. Virvardhari. Yodanandana Vrajjana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Vrajjana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jayo Radha Madhava. Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava. Jaya Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hari Hari Bol. Om Gyantimirandasya Gyan Anjana Shalakya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutle Swam Rupa Kadameyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavscha Shri Rupam Sagrijatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Krishna Setam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sutadevi Pranmami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpata Briyascha Kirpa Sindhu Bevacha Patitana Pavnebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo 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 Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pasthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Te Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Parcharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasdi Go Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mukram Kroti Vachalam Pangyam Langyate Grim Yat Kripata Mundashi Grundi Dharanam Paramananda Madham Shitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tassat Narayan Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Sasvit Vyasam Tato Madhuriyat Nasta Presha Presha Nityam Bhagavad-Sevayā Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Bhakti Nishki Hari Om Tassat Jai. So thank you for joining once again, and we will continue chapter 7. Last time we were discussing about the six types of aggressors, and how the Kauravas had aggressed against the Pandavas, all six types of aggressions, and so they were worthy of punishment, worthy of to be killed, and even Lord Krishna wanted that that they should be killed to stop them committing any more sins. So, Shloka 17. iti prayam valgu vichitra jalpahi sa santi vya itva uchita mitra sutaha anvadra dvadamishita ugra danva kapi dvajo guru putram rathena. So iti, thus priyam, unto the dear Valgu sweet, Vichitra variegated, Jalpain by statements, Saha he, Santavya Yitva satisfying, Achyuta Mitra Suta, Arjun who is guided by the infallible Lord as a friend and driver, Anvadravat followed, Tamishtaha being protected by Kavach, Ugar Danva equipped with furious weapons, Kapi Dvaj Arjun, Guru Putram, the son of the martial teacher, Rathena, getting on the chariot. So Arjun, who's guided by the infallible Lord as a friend and driver, to satisfy the dear lady by such statements, then he dressed in armor and armed himself with furious weapons, and getting into his chariot, he set out to follow Ashwatthama, the son of this martial teacher. So let's see. 17. See if anything on here. So just mention that Krishna is introduced here as the infallible Lord, by Krishna is introduced as the infallible Lord in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and a friend and driver. So the guide of Arjun, Achyuta Mitra Sutha. So now this is how they will introduce Krishna into this directly as a friend, driver, and infallible Lord. So it's something to take into consideration here. Tab apatantam sa vilakshya durat kumar advigna manarathena paradravat prana pariprasur urvayayam yavad gamam rudra bayad yatha kaha. So tam him apantatam, coming over furiously, saha he, vilakshya, seeing, durat, from a distance, kumarha, the murderer of the princess, udvigna manha, disturbed in mind, rathena, on the chariot, pradravat, fled, pran, life, pripshuhu, for protecting, urvayam, with great speed, yavat, gamam, as he fled, rudra bayat, by fear of Shiva, yatha, as kaha, Brahma, or akaha is Surya. Ashwatthama, the murderer of the princess, seeing from a great distance Arjun coming at him with great speed, fled in his chariot, panic stricken, just to save his life, as Brahma fled in fear from Lord Shiva. So according to the reading material, either Kaha or Akaha. There are two references in the Puranas. Kaha means Brahma, who once became allured by his daughter and began to follow her, which infuriated Shiva, who attacked Brahma with his trident. Brahmaji fled in fear of his life. As far as Arka is concerned, there is a reference in the Vaman Puran. There was a demon by the name of Vidyunamali who was gifted with a glowing golden airplane which traveled to the back of the sun, and night disappeared because of the glowing effulgence of his plane. Thus the sun god became angry, and with his virulent rays he melted the plane. This enraged Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva then attacked the sun god, who fled away and at last fell down at Kashi or Varanasi, and the place became famous, Lol Arka. Okay. So this is a bit of background knowledge, and you can see that Ashwatthama has seen Arjun coming to him, and he's going to make a run for it as well. And just to reiterate on the Achyuta Mitra Sutta, that it presents Krishna as Bhakta Vatsalya, his love and attention for his devotees. Actually, this theme of Bhakta Vatsalya is all through Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, how he protects his devotees, how he's inclined towards his bhaktas. So, and Krishna being infallible means he never fails in responding to his duty. And we can depend on Krishna. He's the only one who is infallible. Otherwise, every other living entity is fallible. So we are all fallible. Krishna is the only one who's infallible, who never fails. Whereas, we can apologize most of the time. Sorry, I couldn't be there, or, I didn't know, or, I wasn't sure what I could do about it. Like that, we make excuses. But Krishna, he knows everything, and he knows what to do. So he's infallible. He never fails. He never fails us. Yada sharanam atmanam ikshita sharanat vajinam astram brahma shiromene atam tranam divij atmajaha. So yada, when asharanam, without being alternatively protected, atmanam, his own self, ikshat, so shrant vajinam, the horse is being tired, astram, weapon, brahma shira, the topmost ultimate nuclear, mene, applied, atam tranam, just to save himself, dvij atam jaha, the son of Brahman. So when the son of the Brahman, Ashwatthama, saw that his horses were tired, he considered that there was no alternative but for protection outside of his using the ultimate weapon, the Brahmastra, which is equivalent to our nuclear weapons nowadays, as all countries are, threatening to, or they're showing their might through these nuclear weapons nowadays. And like nuclear weapon is supposed to be like the last resort to use when a country is threatened, its existence is threatened. Only then can a country use nuclear weapons. That it will be wiped out. All its population will be wiped out. They will, if we taken off the map, then they use nuclear weapons. But here, people, they're just showing their muscle by showing that we have nuclear power. Anyway, so that was the equivalent of that. The Brahmastra was the actual nuclear power of that time. So in the ultimate issue only, when there is no alternative, the nuclear weapon called the Brahmastra is applied. The word Divij Atmajaha is significant here because Ashwatthama, although the son of Acharya, was not exactly a qualified Brahmana. The most intelligent man is called a Brahman, and it is not a hereditary title. Ashwatthama was also formerly called the Brahma Bandhu, or the friend of a Brahman. Being a friend of a Brahman does not mean that one is a Brahman by qualification. A friend or son of a Brahman, when fully qualified, can be called a Brahman and not otherwise. Since Ashwatthama's decision is immature, he is purposely called herein the son of a Brahman. So it's mentioned that we see the contrast between when Ashwatthama is placed in difficulty and danger, how he responds, and when Pandavas are placed in difficulty and danger, how they respond. And we simply talked about Gandhari and Draupadi last week, the difference of Krishna's devotees. So Ashwatthama, he's ready to attack with the ultimate weapon, whereas the Pandavas rely on Krishna's protection. So Ashwatthama used the Brahmastra. He's the son of Brahman, but doesn't have the qualities of a Brahman. which is proved here by him using Brahmastra like that. So when a demon is in danger, like Ashwatthama, behaving like a demon, he opts for destruction. Where is the devotee? Devotee just surrenders to Krishna, to the Lord. This is, the qualities of a devotee, or the qualities of a demoniac mentality, how they behave in situation. It shows who's a demon and who's a devotee. Whether it is destructive or the surrender to Krishna, and let it be divine intervention. So that's Ashwatthama. Athopasprashya slelam sandade tat samahitaha ajanan api samharam pran krichar upastite. So athathas upasprashya, touching in sanctity, salalam, water, sandade, chanting the hymns, that samahitaha, being in concentration, agyanan, without knowing, api, although, samharam, withdrawal, pran krishare, life being put in danger, upastite, being placed in such a position. So since his life was in danger, he touched water in sanctity and concentrated upon the chanting of the hymns for throwing nuclear weapons, although he didn't know how to withdraw such weapons. So the subtle forms of material activities are finer than grosser methods of material manipulation. Such subtle forms of material activities are affected through purification of sound. The same method is adopted here by chanting hymns to act as nuclear weapons. So, just some background, that there are three types of sound: material sound, subtle sound, and spiritual sound. So there's three types of sounds. Subtle sound has a direct relationship with spiritual sound. The subtle mantra is connected to the subtle sound, but there is the relationship between spirituals. There is the seed, so seed mantra that is connected to Krishna. Brahmastra is invoking the mercy of Brahma. The first word Om of the mantra, for example, if it's Om Brahmaya, so the presiding deity Namaha. So if it's Om Brahmaya Namaha, that's the presiding deity that you are referring to. Then the rest will mention the action you want to take. So if he's like invoking Brahma, he says Om Brahmaya Namaha. So he pays his obeisances to Brahma, and then he will next the mantra will mention what action he would like taken. So basically, it's an it's an instruction like a GPS. It's instruction, where would you like this car, instead of a car, this weapon to land, where what's its destination. So like the Maha Mantra, the seed is Radha Krishna. The presiding deity is Krishna and Radharani, and the activity is, please engage me in your service to Krishna and Radharani. So that's what we're doing when we're chanting the Maha Mantra. So the deities are Radha, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So that's Radha and Krishna, and the action is, please engage me in your devotional service, and hopefully in Goloka Vrindavan, one day. So in like that. So every mantra has a presiding deity, and it has an action that you are requesting from that deity. Okay, I think got the idea there. #21. Tatha praduskritam teja parjandam sarvato disham prana padam abhiprakshya Vishnum Jishnur Ovachaha. So tatha thereafter praduskritam disseminated teja glare prachandam fierce sarvatha all around disham directions pran apadam affecting life abhipreksha having observed it Vishnum onto the Lord Jishnu is Arjuna Uvacha said in the past. So thereupon a glaring light spread in all directions. It was so fierce that Arjuna thought his own life in danger. And so he began to address Lord Shri Krishna. This is what a devotee does. He remembers Krishna in time of trouble. And so Arjuna was remembering Krishna at that time. Arjuna Vacha Krishna Krishna Mahabaho Bhaktanam Abhe Ankar Tvameko Dayamananam Apavargo Si Samsritahe. Arjuna Vacha, Arjuna said, Krishna, O Lord Krishna, Krishna, O Lord Krishna, Mahabaho, who is the Almighty, Bhaktanam of the devotees, Abhe Ankar, eradicated the fears of Tvam, you Eka alone, Amanam, Daya Amananam, those who are suffering from Apavarga, the path of liberation, Asi are samsrathe in the midst of material miseries. So Arjuna said, O my Lord Shri Krishna, you are the Almighty Personality of Godhead. There is no limit to your different energies. Therefore, only you are competent to instill fearlessness in the hearts of your devotees. Everyone in the flames of material miseries can find the path of liberation in you only. So Arjuna was aware of the transcendental qualities of Lord Shri Krishna as he had already experienced them during the Kurukshetra war in which both of them were present. Therefore, Arjuna's version of Lord Krishna is authoritative. Krishna is almighty and is especially the cause of fearlessness for the devotees. A devotee of the Lord is always fearless because of the protection given by the Lord. Material existence is something like a blazing fire in the forest, which can be extinguished by the mercy of the Lord Shri Krishna. The spiritual master is the mercy representative of the Lord. Therefore, a person burning in the flames of material existence may receive the rains of mercy of the Lord through the transparent medium of the self-realized spiritual master. The spiritual master, by his words, can penetrate into the heart of the suffering person and inject knowledge transcendental, which alone can extinguish the fire of material existence. So, Arjuna saying, Krishna, you are the ultimate shelter. And you just mentioned that our fears are a parameter of where we are in our bhakti. We are, this is one of our symptoms of the conditioned soul, that we are always fearful. We are naturally always fearing something or other, sometimes without even realizing it, that we are afraid. And like there's so many different kinds of fears given, of beauty, of knowledge, of losing, of winning, of health, and losing wealth. There's fears in every category. I think that's the right way. With every category, whatever is you are attached to, you fear of losing it, isn't it? Whatever it is, and whatever field you're in, you will fear losing. A great singer might fear losing their voice. An actor might fear losing his voice and his looks. A businessman may fear losing his business, his wealth, and a sportsman may fear losing his touch and his health. as well. So like that, we all fear something consciously and subconsciously. We always in fear, just natural that we always fearing something or other. And it's mentioned that our fears are a parameter of where we are bhakti. If we still feel fear, then we have a long way to go. And I think that applies to myself as well. Srila Prabhupada name is Abhay, which means without fear. Pure devotees are fearless because they are totally surrendered to Krishna. I don't know if I can definitely not say that I am totally surrendered, because we from time to time, fears just magnify in our mind. Our mind is like that. If there's a little fear, it will magnify it to be so big, and so panic. You can have like a go into panic mode, and then then at least sometimes the intelligence kicks in and explains to its neighbor, the mind, you're exaggerating, things are not bad as you think, or you're just magnifying everything, oh, this can be done. It gives solution. The intelligence gives solutions as well to things, or gives a plan that, okay, if this happens, then you can do this. So at least we have some intelligence that we can use to pacify the mind. But better still, more than intelligence, if you use spiritual intelligence, not just material intelligence, use spiritual intelligence to pacify the mind. And this is what a devotee does. From time to time, you might get something, just some weeds in your bhakti arising in the shape of fear. You can any obstacle, you can pacify it. Okay. 23. Tvamadhya Purusha Sakshad Ishvara Prakirtahe Para Mayam Vayudasya Chichaktaya Kevale Sthita Atmani. So Tvam Adhya, you are the original Purusha, the enjoying personality. Sakshat, directly. Ishvara, the controller. Prakriti, of material nature. Para, transcendental. Mayam, the material energy. Vayudasya, one who has thrown aside. Chit Shaktya, by dint of eternal potency. Kevale, in pure eternal knowledge and bliss. Sthita, placed. Atmani, on self. You are the original personality Godhead who expands himself all over the creations and is transcendental to material energy. You have cast away the effects of the material energy by dint of your spiritual potency. You are always situated in eternal bliss and transcendental knowledge. As we were discussing before, Krishna has his energy who take care of Sat, Chit and Ananda. Through his energy, he has so many varieties of energy that nothing can touch him. And plus he's the controller and the proprietor and the enjoyer of everything. He's mentioned here as a Purusha, and he's the enjoying personality. Whereas we sometimes think that we are the Purusha, especially for a male, think I'm the Purusha, but now there's only one Purusha, and that is the Krishna, the enjoying personality. That's what he does, but we enjoy with him. So in purport by Srila Prabhupada, the Lord states in Bhagavad-Gita that one who surrenders onto the lotus feet of the Lord can get released from the clutches of nescience. Krishna is just like the sun, and Maya or material existence is just like darkness. Wherever there is the light of the sun, darkness or ignorance at once vanishes. So what is darkness? It's just lack of light, isn't it? Lack of
knowledge.
In our terms, lack of knowledge. The best means to get out of the world of ignorance is suggested here. The Lord is addressed herein as the original personality of Godhead. From him, all of the personalities of Godhead expand. The all-pervasive Lord Vishnu is Lord Krishna's plenary portion or expansion. which a lot of people fail to understand, and we didn't know either, but you have to read and understand. The Lord expands himself in innumerable forms of Godhead and living beings, along with these different energies. But Sri Krishna is the original primeval Lord from whom everything emanates. The all-pervasive feature of the Lord experienced within the manifested world is also a partial representation of the Lord. Paramatma therefore is included within him. He is the absolute personality of Godhead. He has nothing to do with the actions and reactions of the material manifestation, because he is far above the material creation. Darkness is a perverse representation of the sun, and therefore the existence of darkness depends on the existence of the sun. But in the sun proper, there is no trace of darkness, as the sun is full of light only. Similarly, the absolute personality of Godhead, beyond the material existence, is full of bliss. He is not only full of bliss, but also full of transcendental variegatedness. Transcendence is not at all static, but full of dynamic variegatedness. He is distinct from material nature, which is complicated by the three modes of material nature. He is Param, or the chief. Therefore, he is absolute. He has manifold energies, and through his diverse energies, he creates, manifests, maintains, and destroys the material world. In his own abode, however, everything is eternal and absolute. The world is not conducted by the energies or powerful agents by themselves, but the potent, all-powerful with all energies. Interesting. So, more information about the Lord is given, and if there was no darkness, we could not appreciate light, and if there's no distress, we cannot appreciate happiness. It's like that, especially in the material world, there is dualities of everything. Everything we have, there is a duality, and it just gives us a better appreciation or a taste of the good things as well, and a taste of the bad things at the same time. But we do appreciate when the times are good, and but idea is to keep Krishna in the center when the times are good, and keep Krishna in the center when the times are bad. That is real surrender, not surrender just when you need help, you're in distress, or you need a money, or just need a knowledge, like that, or you're just curious. Not just remember Krishna then, always remember Krishna when you have all these things, you still remember Krishna. So, okay, so yeah, I think we've covered that, and now I'd like to hear from yourself. So today we're discussing about Krishna's energies, is how he's infallible, and how he's the original personality, and he has so many energies that are doing everything. He has put everything in place in the spiritual world and in the material world, that everything works like clockwork for him. And even the sun and the moon and the wind and the rain, they all are controlled by the Lord. Everything is controlled, and like they say, not even a leaf from a tree can move without he has control over everything. Wonderful. So, and Ashwatthama, with his demonic attitude, and demons and devotees have been compared here, and how the Pandavas always surrender to the Lord. Hare Krishna. Right. Sureshi Mataji, would you like to start? Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everybody. And we learned about Asatama and Lord Krishna. And Asthama was son of Brahmana, the Dronacharya, but he did not have Brahmanical qualification. A Brahmana have qualities like merciful, tolerant, non-violence, self-control. And a Brahmana is recognized by the qualities he got, not by birth. But nowadays, 90% people, if you are born in the Brahmana family, that regard him as a Brahmana, whether he's qualified or not qualified. A Brahmana should be qualified in the Shastras and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And anger can destroy one's intelligence. So Ashwatthama got very angry, and I don't think he knew what he was doing in anger. People, when they're angry, sometimes they don't know what they do. And Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita, Krodhat bhavati samoha, samohat samiti bhibrama, samiti bhanshad buddhi naso ta prashanti. From anger, complete delusion arises, and from delusion, delusion of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost, and when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool. So that's exactly what happened to Sama. He was so angry that he didn't know his intelligence was lost. Sometimes when people they're so angry that they try to kill another because the intelligence is lost. In that moment of anger, they do anything. So we have to control our senses. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavatam again and again about our senses. That we have to control our senses. And he was also aggressor. Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita that this kind of aggressors he got. People who take somebody's wealth, who take somebody's land, kidnap somebody's wife, give poison, set fire to the house, and strike with deadly weapon. So also Tama, he tried Draupadi's son with deadly weapon. He was aggressor, and these people, if you kill them not by material law but spiritual law, if you kill them, there's no sin. And the devotees, if anything happens to devotees, they always pray to Krishna or surrender to Krishna. So they have faith in Krishna. Faith is very important in our life. If you have faith, you can achieve anything. And Arjuna, especially the devotees or demigods, when they are in danger, anything that they know that they can't do it, then they surrender to Krishna, but not the demons. So we have to, in our life also, we have to, in our difficulty, we pray to Krishna to guide us, to help us. And Krishna is, Arjuna says in Mahabharata as well, and Brahma says as well, that Krishna is the source of all material and spiritual world. He is the cause of all causes. He can give liberation, he can save you, he can protect you, he can take you back to Godhead. And that's why Brahma was the first person to see Krishna, and he prayed Krishna, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidanand Vigra, Anadir Adir Govind Satkaran Kani. He is the cause of all causes. So he can do anything Krishna wants. And if you can know Krishna, how we have fight, how can we have fight? I know that Krishna can protect it, because it is given by in example through the spiritual master and through the Shastras, through all the Puranas. Give examples that the family devotees have been protected by Krishna. And if you have really fight and you do devotion service, mindful his devotion service. If you do the devotion service, Krishna get pleased. And you do devotion service to please Krishna. So Draupadi and Arjun, when Ashwatthama killed the sons, they tried to Krishna to show them the way, and show them the path. And Krishna will help because he's the spiritual master and he's the personality of Godhead, he's the cause of all causes. So we should have faith in Krishna and follow the guidelines of the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mama. Pundikaksh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. And Hare Krishna, devotees. Said my humble obeisance of Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, again, in the very first text we read today, it is infallible again. So we can always depend on Krishna. Krishna declares in Bhagavad-Gita, Kaunteya prati janavi name bhakta pranashyati. So Arjuna, you declare that my devotee will never perish. So Krishna can break his own promise, but he never break the promise of his own devotee. And Arjuna has seen his personal experience during the battle of the war also. And I remember these two things very, very nice. I mean, I always like these two things. Like one is killing of Jarasandh. I mean, Jarasandh who administered the killing of his son Abhimanyu, and Arjuna took the vow to kill him by the end of the day and before the sunset. And they all thought that okay, now the sunset is happening, and Krishna made that magic, like he covered the sun so that Jarasandh can come out, and then Arjuna can kill him, and again sunset happens. So Arjuna has seen Krishna's transcendental activities during the battle of war, and that is where he say, after Chatusloki Bhagavad Gita, he says, Parambhucha Parandhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. So he say, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Srila Prabhupada mentioned in this purport as well that Arjuna gives you that knowledge which is authoritative now. So where is the point to deny that Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead? And you can always depend on Sri Krishna. And I mean demigods and demons comparison. So generally we say Lord Krishna is favorable to demigods and not to demons. But demigods very well know whom to approach in case of crisis or what is the origin of them, whereas demons they do not know very well, and that is why we feel like he's favoring to demigods, but demigods at least know that it is Krishna who is the source of all the sources, is the cause of all causes, and Brahma Bandhu. Uh, I mean, Ashwadhama was taught by his father, Dronacharya, about how to release the Brahmastra, but he did not teach him how to withdraw the Brahmastra. Out of his parental love, he taught him that releasing, but he did not teach him how to withdraw because he do not have control of his own senses. But he taught same thing to Arjuna because Arjuna dedication he has seen when Arjuna and the whole team was asked to aim at the eye of the bird, where Arjuna shows his dedication, and he very well know that Arjuna is always having good qualities, so I can teach him both ways, like both releasing and as well as withdrawing the Brahmastra. So Guru is the one who plays very important role in our life, who can always help us to cross this material world, and Guru is a representative of the Supreme Lord himself. So we always need to depend on Krishna and Guru and all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, so a good guru also needs a good disciple, whereas Arjun was a good disciple, and then it's a pleasure for the guru to teach the disciple, isn't it? So his son was his son, so he has a responsibility. But Arjun, he was a very good disciple, and his guru was proud of him. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Kiran Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everybody. I think everything's been said by our devotees on the call. I think all I'll say is that in the earlier verses, Krishna clearly identifies the reasons for taking action. When miscreants are undermining individuals, society, and communities, then it is justified to take the right action. So the principles and values and the regulatory principles that we have give the commandments in many ways to say these are the values upon which Vaishnava life is built on. And as Vaishnavas, we have to become good students. You can be a student like Arjuna, who was the pinnacle of dedication and commitment. Or you can be Ashwatthama, who was also a student, but he only had limited knowledge, perception, and wisdom. So there is a form of surrendering to the Lord to say, yes, give me the divine wisdom. And that's what we are striving to do. The Lord can be a friend. He was also a driver to Arjuna. Arjuna was kicking him left, right, let's go this way, let's go that way. What mercy does Krishna have? Amazing. If Krishna can put up with that much difficulties for us, why can't we do the same in a limited way? Wisdom and knowledge is important. And that is the way to become fearless. Because we are fearful, because I may lose my home, I may lose my car, I may lose this, I may lose £100 on this investment. It matters not. It'll come and go. Nothing's permanent in life. It's that knowledge that nothing is permanent. Neither are we. Neither are the cells in our body, because they're changing as we're speaking. So if that is the reality that we have, a week ago we had a catastrophic experience. A week later, it's almost forgotten. It'll happen again. But we have to realize this is the mundane nature of the material world we live in. The material world is impermanent, and the spiritual world is forever. We have to make a choice. What do we want? Do we want the eternality of our relationship with Krishna to be timeless? Or do we want this impermanence of our experience in this Maya, which is very, very short-lived and has only transitory happiness? Krishna says, look, come to me, remember me, right? Because I will give you the wisdom. I can lay barren Kurukshetra, which is now red, with the nuclear weapons that had unfolded. The Americans used nuclear weapons in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It wasn't just. There are just wars where you can apply the laws of science. However, Krishna tells us when miscreants are doing wrong. But look at Draupadi's compassion for even Ashwatthama. This is wisdom which is beyond comprehension, yet we're still trying to make sense of it. What Krishna is teaching us is he'll take us from darkness to light, from the unreal to the real, from what is false to the truth, from mortality to immortality. Just become fearless and we can have that wisdom. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hina Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I think some wonderful points have already been made by everyone, so just been noting those down. But from some of my own notes from the verses that we've covered were how Krishna is considered a friend and a driver, and how I was thinking about how he is the ultimate shelter, and is the only one that can help us get out of this material web. There's also references, as you've mentioned, Prabhu, around that he is infallible, and I was thinking about how no one else can really claim that. There's some nice points made around how the conditioned soul is naturally fearful, but devotees are fearless because of the protection with which the Lord provides. And knowing that, it helps to pacify the mind. It relieves any material miseries we might be experiencing. We start to take material life. We don't take material life too seriously. There's ups and downs. We just go with the flow. We don't take any of that too seriously, but we try to take our spiritual life more seriously. And it just made me think of I remember reading something. It was a study about certain cohorts, certain people across the world in different faiths, who tend to live very, very long. And I think one of the things that was common across this group of people who tend to live very long lives was their faith in God, and that they tended to pray on a more regular basis. So it just goes to show, regardless of faith, the power of faith in God and his protection. It crosses over all different religions and faiths, which just came to mind. So I thought I'd just share that as well. So thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Just to let you know as well, I'm out for the next few weeks, Dribble. So I've got 3 weeks. I'm in the States for 3 weeks. So I'll miss everyone's association, but look forward to coming back to this group in a few weeks' time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Haribol.
Haribol. Thank you for letting us know, and we look forward to association soon, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Praveen Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I'm okay. I'm just listening. But I was just thinking, it's the faith in Krishna, conviction, and the knowledge that he is the controller and protector. And I pray to Krishna that, one day we become fearless as well. So like you said, we still worry, although we know Krishna is the protector. He is everyone's well-wisher, and he does whatever is best for us. But we still sometimes get, worry unnecessarily, whereas we should be just concentrating on just glorifying the Lord. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Yes, sometimes they say that don't let the past, affect your present and your future. And I think this is what happens to us, that we worry because although we're reading this, that we are Krishna's devotees now, or at least practicing devotees, and Krishna will protect us. He's our guardian, he's our parent, he will protect us completely. But because when we weren't Krishna's devotees, although we have believed in God, but we weren't practicing devotion, and then things happen in our lives, we get let down, and that sort of carries forward into a mindset that things are going to go wrong. But scriptures are telling us, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam telling us, Chaitanya Charitamrita is telling us, Bhagavad-Gita is telling us, you are Krishna's devotees, and he will only do what is best for you. And as Pandita Prabhupada mentioned, that the devotees, they never perish. There's so many examples given, but we have this mindset still, because we are not fully surrendered. We still fear, no, Krishna is not going to help us, or he might, whatever he's doing, he might be right, but he might not be right for us. We might not be happy with the decision like that. But I think we got to build on that and become stronger that whatever happens is Krishna's will, and he won't let us lose our bhakti for sure. Thank you so much, Mataji. Ajay Prabhu?
Hare Krishna. Yes, this Ashwatthama's what happened with him kind of illustrates just how important it is that we follow the will of Krishna rather than trying to go against him. Because in his case, you would think he'd realized what happened with the Kuru army, the entire destruction, so many great warriors perished. You finally get the message that this is what Krishna wants, this is what the Supreme Person of the Godhead wants, to accept it. But no, he kept going against it and ended up disgracing himself to infamy pretty much. And it would take him a long time to recover from this disgrace. So for us, we just need to, I think, like follow example Arjun. Arjun was simply just glorifying Krishna. There was no sense of fear or worry about disgrace. Just glorify Krishna, follow his instructions, and then you are on the right path. So yeah, it's just also makes things difficult for ourselves. We're trying to enjoy without him, trying to do things that aren't for us. When we follow Krishna's will, everything is fairly straightforward actually. Even if in times of anxiety or times of trouble, we just have to think, well, what would Krishna want us to do? We do that, and everything is fairly straightforward. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Radharani?
Hare Krishna, everyone. My pranams to all of you. Yes, when we hear about Ashwatthama in these verses as we go along, as particularly in this chapter, it becomes clear to us that after seeing so much destruction and horror around him, that wasn't enough for Ashwatthama. Instead of because he wasn't devotee, this shows that he wasn't a devotee. He couldn't accept. Even when Krishna was in the middle of this whole saga, this whole epic war, among the Maharathis, all he could concentrate was on how to please Duryodhan in wrong way, and we will hear in future verses about how Duryodhan reacted to Ashwatthama's behavior. And Krishna's entry as charioteer is there, we read about it, but when it comes to making Krishna the charioteer of our lives as devotees, I think somewhere we still hesitate. So there is our the element of not surrendering to Lord, as we hear, as we discuss all the time, whenever we are sitting as devotees or listening the classes or contemplating what we have heard. But when it comes to just applying those realizations which we say so easily, we just blabber them out, I would say, and we never even think that they are meant to be applied. This is what Lord wants from us. We just desire, and what it is that why is it that we are attached so much to our fears? Okay, we all are having our karmas, and the fruitive result is coming in front of us in our lives. We are fearing for what happens to us, and like Narayan Keshav Prabhu was saying, that from our former lives, when we were not devotees of Lord, when we didn't knew that Krishna is the supreme Godhead, when we thought that demigods were the supreme in their own way, we were confused with all different gods. These gods are just the arms of Lord. We never knew that time. So whatever traumas and setbacks we had as karmis, I would say, we were karmis then, weren't we? Because we were not devotees. We were neither here nor there. We were totally confused. We just knew how to desire, how to fulfill our desire and have more desires. And even for our next lives, we were asking for more desires. I want to come back as this in next life if I'm not able to do this, or if I've achieved so much, I would like this to continue and become more famous or more have more reputation. So it's just desires, and desires bring fear when they are not fulfilled, like Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita. And Krishna reminds us that Maya Dakshina Prakriti, Maya is there. She is going to test us, whether we like it or not. But we want Maya. We want more and more Maya. Maya beats us up, and still we want more Maya. And all we need is to give the reins of our lives to Krishna. That will be the real surrender. And I think this is what these verses have taught. I have been trying, and we will listen to Arjun's prayers, which have started from verse 23 onwards now. So let's hope what Arjun is going to tell us in the next session. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So thank you so much, and thank you all, and we'll catch up on Monday, and look forward to your association. Thank you for sharing everything.
Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.